Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Saca las Bolitas podcast. My name is Brujo. This is season 3, episode 61. I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. I figured today I would do like a little story time, because both of my co-hosts are busy. I feel like today I would do a story time on a few things that have happened recently. And like by recent, I mean they happened like yesterday. And these things that happened, they really kind of like, lifted up my spirits. And I feel like it was a message from my spirits. It helped me kind of like stay motivated, and it helped me kind of like keep my head in the game, So today that I'm recording this video, it's Mother's Day. So today's Sunday, May 10th, 2026. And that has a lot to do with the topics that I'm going to talk about today. So basically, I've talked about this before with you guys on previous episodes where like a lot of times I'll help people, and after I help them, after their life gets better, they block me. I've said that multiple times on here. It's pretty much expected. I pretty much expected, whenever I help someone, I already expect that as soon as their life gets better, they're going to block me. So that's like a regular everyday thing for me. Like I said, I just expect people to block me after I help them. Right. So that's normal. Right. Like if they don't block me, I'm shocked. I'm more shocked when I don't get blocked. So, so it's like that makes me kind of doubt myself, because I'm like, damn, okay, I went through all this trouble to help this person. I helped them in situations that nobody else could have helped them. And the things that I get for that is I get blocked. I get deleted. I even get people talking bad about me. So it's like, damn, okay, is it worth it? It makes me start to doubt myself. Like, damn, okay, am I even doing the right thing? Like, should I even keep doing this? Like, should I even keep helping ungrateful people? So I kind of been asking my spirits that, like, damn, is it even worth it? Like, is it time for the Brujo to move on and, only help certain people and, keep it more private and, like, what should I do, right? So I feel like yesterday, 2 major things happened that it let me know I'm on the right path, So that's why I was like, you know what? Let me make a quick little story time video about what happened, because I know that somebody else might be going through the same thing and it might help them, And then also, it helped me, vent a little bit, because like I said, I had been questioning my spirits. And then boom, yesterday, in one day, in the same day, I got 2 answers, and both of those answers were the same. So the first story I'm gonna share with you guys. So I had this client. She's been my client since like the pandemic, right? So since like 2020, she was my client. She used to buy velas for me and everything. So in the beginning, as soon as she started buying velas for me, I think it was like the second time she ever got velas for me. What happened? Boom, she ends up pregnant. Her and her husband got pregnant, and they had a baby, and it was all thanks to my velas. I have her review posted in my old highlights, my highlights from back in the day, like one of my first highlights. It was probably like it's probably way back in like my second or third highlight that I ever made. It's in there, it's in that folder somewhere. So like I said, this is a client from way back in the day, right? So basically, her issue was her and her husband were having issues. She started buying velas from me. So then, boom, things get better. And then when everything got better in her relationship, she gets pregnant, right? Because of the velas. So the velas actually caused her to get pregnant. So she had the baby and everything. And her marriage got a lot better. Things got better for her, right? So fast forward, all of a sudden, one day I get a notification. It says, this person started following you. So I'm like, what the F? Like, when did she unfollow me? Or when did she block me, right? But like I said, it happened so much that I'm just like, oh shit, another one, right? So I had got the message, hey, this person started following you on IG. And I went to go look, and yeah, it was her, and it was her page. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, when the hell did she block me? Or when did she unfollow me? Because I didn't even know. Yeah, I went to go check her page, and it really was her. It was her actual page. So she added me back. She was like, hey, bro, she messaged me. She was like, hey, bro, I need some velas. So me kind of being upset, of like the whole thing of like, damn, like I helped her, and then as soon as things got better for her, she just blocked me, and like I said, a lot of my clients do that. A lot of clients do that. I didn't follow her back. I did not add her back. So then she added my other page. She added my pod page. She added the page for this podcast. Then messaged me on there. I still didn't open the message. I still didn't read it. She added my doll page. She messaged me on there. I still didn't open the message. I still didn't read it. Then she texted me on my actual phone, like on my actual phone number. She had my phone number too. Like I said, she was one of my cool clients, like she had been one of my like day one clients, She messaged me she texted me on my phone. Hey, Brujo, I have you on IG, blah, blah. I got some work from you a while back. I was wondering if I get some more velas, blah, blah. So like I said, I'm still kind of like, upset about like, damn, dude, with like, as soon as things got good for you, you blocked me, right? So I'm still not responding. So like I said, she added me on all my socials, TikTok, IG, everything, right? I purposely didn't answer. I didn't even open it, right? Fast forward, years go by. She's still following me for years, but there's no contact, right? So today's Sunday, right? Today's Sunday, Mother's Day, 2026. Today's May 10th, 2026. So yesterday morning, I wake up, right? And I check my phone because I forgot to plug it in the night before. But the first thing I see on my phone is a message from this person, this client that I'm talking about. So she had sent multiple messages, but the only part that I could read without opening the message said, by the way, sorry for messaging you so late. So I was like, oh shit, what time did she message me, right? So basically she messaged me Friday night, super late at night, but by the time she messaged me, I was already knocked out. I was already asleep. I'm waking up Saturday morning, which is yesterday morning, and I'm seeing the message, right? So I'm like, oh, I'll open the message when I get a chance. So I wake up, eat some breakfast, go to the gym, go on about my day, I finally opened her message, and her message, I don't want to read it word for word, because, privacy to my client, but basically she was like, hey, Brujo, I was wondering if you have anything that'll help me because my husband passed away last week, and I'm really going through it, and I've been super depressed, and I really need something to keep me afloat. She's like, I'm really trying to hang in there, but it's kind of impossible. So as soon as I read the message, I was like, oh, damn. So, first I was like, hey, I replied, I was like, hey, so sorry to hear about your husband. May he rest in peace. But then also I started to realize like, damn, like, she had all these other options that she could have done. But the first thing she thought of was message me. She could have just Googled the nearest botanica. She's here local where I live. This client lives here where I live, right? She's kind of local. She lives about 30, 45 minutes away from me, but she's local to the area, so she could have Googled like the nearest botanica. She could have went on TikTok and found a different brujo or different bruja, but no, she wanted to reach out to me. She could have also went to church, she could have went to church and like, try to find healing there. But no, she told me like the first thing that I thought of was I'm going to reach out to the brujo. So what happened was Friday night, she gets home from work and she starts sipping a little bit, to kind of get her mind off of everything that's going on. And then when she was finally buzzed, she was like, you know what? F this. I'm going to text the brujo. If he don't reply, then he don't reply. But I'm going to just text this fool, see if he can help me. So, when she tells me all that, first of all, I feel flattered. I was like, damn, okay, like she's seen my work. She knows my work. She knows that I'm legit. She knows like I'm not gonna scam her. I'm not gonna lie to her. I'm not gonna try to I'm not gonna try to rip her off and stuff. So she knows I'm legit. So that really made me feel a lot better about myself because like I said, a lot of times when clients block me after I help them, it starts to make me doubt myself. I begin to doubt myself because I'm like, damn, okay, I helped this person in a situation that nobody else could have helped them. Nobody else could have helped them the way that I helped them. And what do I get for that? I get blocked. I get blocked. I get deleted. I get muted. I get, oh, I don't know the brujo. You know what I mean? That's what I get. So it's like me after a while, after, time after time after time of that happening to me, of getting blocked by clients that I thought were my friends, clients that I thought, damn, okay, I helped them and I thought we were cool. Next thing you know, I'm blocked, So when that happens so often, after I help someone, it makes me doubt myself. It makes me be like, damn, like, why am I even doing this? Like, is it even worth it? Is it even worth what I do for a living? Like, is my whole business even, is it worth it? Here I am helping people in situations that nobody else could help them, situations that they can't really get out of. And what I get after that is I get blocked. Or sometimes I'll even get people that start talking bad about me. They'll start talking bad about me, or they'll turn into like a hater all of a sudden, after I helped them. So like I said, a lot of times I begin to question my whole business and question myself, like, damn, like, is it even worth it? Is it even worth helping ungrateful ass people? So back to yesterday morning. So when my client told me like, hey, as soon as my husband passed away, the first thing I thought of was to hit up the brujo, to hit up you, to hit me up. as soon as she told me that, I was like, damn, like, it made me feel a lot better. You know, it reminded me that, yeah, it's worth it. It's worth doing what I do. Like, doing everything that I do, helping the people that I help, it is worth it. You know, like I said, I am going to come across a lot of ungrateful people. There's going to be a lot of ungrateful people. But in the long run, it's worth it. It's worth doing what I do, and it's worth having a good heart and helping people, you know. So that's why that kind of motivated me to make this video, you know, because I'm sure that there's people watching this right now that they're in that situation. There's a lot of you watching this right now that you're in that situation. You're like, damn, whatever I'm doing, is it worth it though? Is it worth it? Is it worth me doing this for my family? Is it worth me doing this for my career? Or is it worth me helping these people, you know? And it's like, there's going to be things that make you doubt yourself. Just the same way that I was doubting myself, you know, days ago. So hearing from this client, it really motivated me to be like, damn, okay, like, after all these years, after me kind of being an a-hole and kind of ignoring her and, like, you know, not replying and not adding her back, her first thought when her husband passed away was, I need to reach out to Brujo. You know, I need to reach out to this fool, you know, which is me. So that really, like I said, it really brought up my spirits. I was obviously sad and kind of like, it got me emotional, you know, because this week is like the anniversary of my sister when she passed away. So I even made a vlog about it. So, you know, this week, the first week of May is always very emotional for me because it's the week of my sister's birthday, and it's the week that she passed away. So like all within 1 week, within the first week of May, it's my sister's birthday, and it's also the anniversary of when she passed away. So the first week of May always affects me in some kind of way, you know? So this week, I've been very emotional all week. So in the middle of that, I'm also, you know, like I said, questioning myself and questioning my business and asking myself, like, damn, is this worth it? So in the middle of that, I get this text message from this client, you know, and she gives me, you know, obviously the horrible news of her husband passing away. But when she told me that the first person she thought of was me, it really gave me that boost. You know, it gave me that, like, it reminded me of why I do it. You know, it reminded me of why I do all this, you know. It reminded me of why I even make these videos. You know, it's like, it reminded me of, like, yes, it's worth it. I feel like I was asking my spirits, like, hey, is it worth it? Is it worth helping a lot of ungrateful people out there? And then in return, all I get is blocked, and all I get is hate. You know, I get hate for helping people. That's all I do is I help, and somehow I end up getting hate, and then I end up getting blocked. Like I said, my follower numbers go down. I've said it before, because people, after I help them, they block me. You know, so it's like my following numbers never grows because of that reason. So like I said, it makes me doubt myself. But then when I get clients like this that are going through a situation like that, like what she's going through, she just lost her partner. It reminds me, you know, like, okay, it is worth it. What you do, everything you do, it's noticed. And you know, people might hate you, they might block you, but they're going to remember you. They're going to remember how you helped them. So when they need that help again, they're going to come back to you. So that's why I wanted to make this video. For anybody watching this video right now, you're watching this video and you're wondering, like, damn, is it even worth it? Should I even keep going? You know, whatever your situation is, if you're like, damn, should I even keep doing what I do? Should I even keep helping people? You're going to feel like that. It's normal, you know, but like in my situation, you know, the spirits are going to show you, like, hey, it is worth it. You know, hang in there. You know, you are noticed. Like, the work that you do is noticed. People might act like they don't see it and like they don't see you, but they see it and they remember you. Like I said, you know, like this client, you know, after me ignoring her for years, you know, I think like the last time she messaged me was like 2023. She was trying to buy some products from me, and I purposely, like I said, I didn't open it. I ignored her. I was kind of being an a-hole. And then, you know, you would think like, okay, when she's going through this situation, you know, her husband passing away, she could be like, man, F the Brujo. I'm not going to hit him up. Like, the Brujo didn't want to reply when I needed help, so I'm not going to message him again. You know, that's what I would think, you know. But like I said, the first thing she said was, as soon as my husband passed, I knew I needed to hit you up. I knew that you were the one to help me, you know, which is like, it makes me, like I said, it reminded me that, yeah, everything I do, it's worth it. It's worth it. You know, it's worth it in the long run. So another story that happened also yesterday too. So that happened in the morning. when I opened that message from that client, it happened in the morning, right? It was Saturday morning. So that happened yesterday morning, May 9th, the Saturday before Mother's Day. Today is Mother's Day. The day that I'm recording this right here, it's Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day right now. I was a little emotional because hearing that news from my client, you know, and I know she's a good person, and her telling me that her dude passed away, that, you know, that her husband passed away, I was like, damn. And he passed away the week of my sister's anniversary, you know, the week that my sister passed away. So, you know, it brought back so many memories, and it's just like, it hella hit me. So I was kind of emotional all day yesterday. So fast forward, in the evening last night, I started drinking a little bit, you know, just to chill, just to relax. I started sipping a little bit. So I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So I come lay down. So I'm just like scrolling. So I see this video, right? It's like a TikTok trend. Basically, it was a gender reveal. So I see this girl, and she's like, I'm your mom, and I think you're going to be a boy. Then it shows the guy, and he's like, I'm your dad, and I think you're going to be a girl. Then it shows, you know, the girl's mom, and she's like, I'm your grandma, and I think you're going to be a girl, and blah, blah. You know, so the whole family gives their opinion on what they think that the person's going to have, right? So I was a little buzzed when I seen it, but I was like, wait, you know what? So I scrolled down, then I scrolled back up to the reel, to the TikTok, right? It was my client. It was my client making that video. So basically, the girl that's pregnant is my client. She's my client. So this specific client, I'm not gonna say names. I'm not gonna say names, you know, because like I don't want, you know, people to assume, or I don't want people to know who gets work from me and who doesn't. This specific client, let me give you a little backstory on her, right? So I'd say probably about 2 years ago, she would always be partying. She would be at the club every weekend. She'll be at the jaripeo. She'll be at the club, at the baile. Any grupo that's coming to town, she'll be at the baile. She was there, front row, drinking, sipping, partying, everything, right? Like that was her life, right? Like all she did was party. However, you know, she would come get readings from me here at the house. I do my readings here at the house. She's local too. So one day she was like, hey, dude, you know what? Like, I'm tired of the party lifestyle. I'm tired of that lifestyle. Like, I'm tired of partying. I'm tired of going out. I'm tired of being drunk every weekend. I'm tired of, like, just doing dumb stuff, you know? So she was like, I need something that's going to help me find a partner, and it's going to help me settle down. So I was like, oh, for sure, man. I got plenty of stuff for that. So, you know, we did what we had to do. Next thing you know, within, like, months, like, probably, like, 3 months, she got married. She ended up meeting someone because of the work. Boom. Now she got married, right? Within like 3 months. Now that she's married, she's not at the club no more. She's not posting, you know, dumb shit. She's not drunk every weekend. If she is drinking, she's drinking with her partner, you know, with her new guy, you know, that the spirits brought for her, you know. She don't even post on social media no more because, you know, now she's just a stay-at-home wife. If she does post something, then it's like her cooking, or her just got home from work, or he just got home from work, or, you know, it's something home related, you know what I mean? So I know, truly, me knowing my client's history and her backstory, I know she's happy. I know she's genuinely happy. So fast forward 2 years later, yesterday, now her and the husband are expecting a baby, you know, and they did the whole gender reveal. Like I said, I'm not going to give any names. I'm not going to give, you know, any, I don't want to give too many details because people might try to figure out who I'm talking about. But, you know, they did the gender reveal, and I'm truly happy for my client. So again, you know, this has been an emotional week for me. So it's been so emotional to where I'm questioning myself, like, damn, is it worth doing what I do? Like, should I even keep helping people? Should I even keep helping people, ungrateful people, you know, like, and all they're going to do after I help them get out of their situation, all they're going to do is block me. So it's like, is that worth it? Like, what am I doing? What am I doing here? You know, like, so me seeing my client and knowing that she's pregnant and knowing how much she wanted this is going to be her first baby. You know, shout out to my candles, you know, shout out to my work. So I know that was the spirits letting me know, like, hey, yes, it is worth it. Yes, you are meant to do this. You are meant to keep doing this, you know? So again, it motivated me to make this video, you know, because I know that there's people watching this. There's people that follow me. There's people that I know personally, or there's people, you know, there's even clients, you know, that you're like, damn, okay, should I keep doing what I'm doing? Should I stay on this path? I can't tell you to stay on your path or not stay on your path, but your spirits are going to let you know. You know, your spirits are going to let you know. They're going to be like, hey, you're on the right path. keep doing what you're doing. Or, hey, you know what? It's time for a change. It's time for you to switch it up. It's time for you to start doing something different now, you know? So, like I said, my whole week, this week right here, from May 1st to today, May 10th, and, you know, probably tomorrow, May 11th, it's a crazy week. It's been a crazy week for me, you know? Like I said, it all goes back to this first week of May. The first, 10, 11 days of May are very emotional for me because that's my sister's anniversary of when she passed away, and it's also her birthday. So like that whole week, I'm usually a mess during that whole week, but that's why I feel like my own spirits, they came through yesterday, and they gave me those 2 direct messages directly from them to remind me, like, hey, you're doing the right thing. You are where you're supposed to be. Like, this is what you're meant to do, and this is where you're supposed to be. Until we tell you otherwise, this is what you're supposed to keep doing. So like I said, I know that there's clients out there watching this right now, and you're asking yourself, or you're asking your spirits the same question. Like I said, I do readings for a living. People come to me to get a reading to find out if they should stay on the path, or if they should switch it up, or if they should do something different, or if they should change careers, or if they should, move to a different place. I get readings like that all the time. So I know that everything that I'm going through, everything that I went through this whole week, somebody out there is going through the same thing. Maybe not right now, but maybe they went through it before, or maybe they're going to go through it in the future. And hopefully, you find this video. Whoever this message is for, I hope this video finds you. My spirits came through and answered my question. If you're going through something like that too, just ask your spirits, ask them like, hey, am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to keep doing the same thing? Whoever it is that you believe in, whoever it is that you pray to, they will answer your question. Like I said, me, I was really going through this week. This whole week just been kind of crazy for me. And then boom, yesterday, 2 separate clients that don't even know each other. Both of them, each one's situation reminded me of why I do this. They both reminded me of why I do this. Like I said, I'm not gonna say no names or anything like that because I don't want people to know who my clients are and stuff like that. I'm very big on privacy. But I wanted to make this video because I know that there's somebody going through the same thing right now, and they have the same questions right now for their spirits. And I know that they're like, damn, you know what? I needed to hear this. I needed that little reminder. Somebody out there needs that reminder of like, hey, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. You're continuing to help people. Hey, what's up, guys? So side note real quick, I just want to point out the fact that both of the clients that I'm talking about in this video, they both had boys, both of them. So the client in the first story, the one that lost her husband last week, she had a boy, she had a son. So her son's already probably like 3 or 4 years old because she had him a long time ago, but she had him because of my candles. And then the client that did her gender review yesterday, she's also going to have a boy. So in the gender review, when they popped the balloons or whatever, like the dust that flew up, it was blue. It was blue dust. So she confirmed that they're going to have a boy. That's why when I always say that my love candles and my candles make boys, is because the majority of my clients that get pregnant with my candles, the majority of them have boys. Like, I would say 98% of them end up having boys. And a lot of times those boys, their sons, will end up being born on Scorpio season, because I'm a Scorpio. And, of course, I'm the one that blesses the candles and stuff. So their baby that they conceived with my candles, I feel that they always come out with my sign, my zodiac sign, which is Scorpio. So that was just a little fun fact that I wanted to point out because I always mention that on my podcast. So I feel like this story is perfect, and it's a perfect example. And it proves that, it proves like 90% of my clients end up having boys with my candles. And also another thing I wanted to point out is that the client in the first story, she has the same name as my sister. So like I said, this whole week is my sister's week. So hearing from this client out of the blue who has the same name as my sister, and then, she tells me that her husband passed away, because I figure it's definitely a sign from the spirits. And then, there goes that connection again. If you know my sister's name, then you already know. And also the second client, like I said, today's Mother's Day that I'm recording this, today's Mother's Day. So my client posted her gender review last night. So she's actually celebrating today as her first Mother's Day Even though the baby's not here yet, he is here, but he's not here. You know what I mean? He's still in the oven. So she's super happy about celebrating Mother's Day for the first time as a mother, you know. So that really made my day. Today that I'm recording this is Mother's Day, and she posted that last night. All right, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little quick story time. Like I said, this was episode 61. We're now in season 3. Shout out to my 2 co-hosts. We're going to have a new episode for you guys next week. Today's May 10th, 2026. Today's Mother's Day. So shout out to all the mamacitas watching this, all the mamacitas that support us. Happy Mother's Day to your abuelita. Happy Mother's Day to all your tias, to all my tias, to all our tias, all my primas. Happy Mother's Day to everybody's mom, whether they're still here with us or if they're on the other side already. I just want to say happy Mother's Day to my mom. Feliz Dia de las Madres, Mom. I love you. Feliz Dia de las Madres to all the mamacitas that watch us and support us, that be watching our videos, that subscribe to our podcast. Happy Mother's Day to all my suegras out there. All right, y'all. Peace.